You think you're competing against other people. You're not. You're competing against the speed of technology and your own ability to stay relevant in a world that's outpacing you. Most creators, coaches, and businesses are about to get wiped out, not because they aren't talented, not because they aren't working hard, but because they're moving manually, living in the last century, while others moving with AI are stepping ahead like a tactical weapon. This isn't a masterclass. This isn't about using ChatGPT for fun. This is about building a brand that weaponizes AI and turns it into your silent ghost operator. Position yourself as someone who doesn't just need to survive this shift. You dominate it. Welcome to the Ascend Masterclass. AI isn't your assistant, it's your tactical advantage. To begin this lesson, we have to uncover a fact. Most people misuse ChatGPT by treating it like a search engine. In reality, it's not. ChatGPT is a thought partner. It's your creative ally. It's not a business executive as you're treating it. And it's not a faucet of indisputable facts. It often makes mistakes. Too often, novices punch in quick queries expecting instant answers. That lazy approach yields lazy, shallow output. Some report ChatGPT struggles with following instructions, creating more problems than it solves, and sometimes providing outdated or incorrect information. Over 7 different sources to confirm this, including ChatGPT itself. ChatGPT doesn't just surf the web, it generates text based on patterns. At the end of the day, it's a language model, not an executive assistant, but you have the power to make it one. That actually does exist as an option, but you must command it, challenge it, to probe it. In skilled hands, it can become a force multiplier, but your hands aren't skilled, not yet. More importantly, in ignorant hands, it simply amplifies your own blind spots. To talk about this futuristic tool, we have to give you the past first, to show how these patterns happen. Throughout history, armies didn't win wars because of their weapons. They won with strategy. A cannon or bullet is only as good as the plan or weapon firing it. Great generals long knew that tactics and logistics decide battles, not the weapons. Empires rose and fell not on tools alone, but on cunning plans and adaptive tactics. As my military experience and history knowledge can provide, Napoleon and Alexander the Great, the greatest generals in history arguably, understood this. And they understood they could take on and did take on bigger forces because of the tools at their disposal, because they knew how to use them strategically to maximize the utility. Likewise today, AI is just a tool. Without a battle plan of knowledge and strategy, the latest gadget, aka GPT, won't win your war and make you more money than anyone else. Smart operators focus on how to use the tool, not just the tool itself. Weapons don't win wars. Insight and strategy do. Now let's talk about a greater topic, how we can leverage the power of AI used properly to scale our results with the right input. AI can create massive leverage. It lets one person do the work of 10. Content that took days is done in seconds using tools like Opus Clip or Captions. These are apps that can utilize AI to determine the best content for you. Data analysis that used to overwhelm us is now effortless. One man can take down an outdated corporation using one advanced tool. But without knowledge, AI just magnifies your own mistakes. In fact, studies show that AI tends to take our biases and amplify them. If you don't understand the true extent of prompting ChatGPT and using it tactfully, then you will get lost in your own biases, meaning you will never create new solutions, even if it seems like you're moving forward. This is a dangerous problem that happens to most of our clients who think they're excelling using this tool. Left unguided, it can turn an echo chamber into a megaphone of ignorance. The path is clear. Learn the tools deeply, train your mind, and then let AI accelerate your vision properly. Otherwise, AI will accelerate your errors. And that's not a risk you have time or the opportunity to take. So we've covered the past and we've covered the present. There's only one thing left. The future. We're at a turning point in history. Brain-computer interfaces like Neuralink have already implanted their first human chip, hinting at futures where thought and machine blur. In fact, studies have shown that someday we may not even think or be a human anymore. We may merge completely with AI. It's a scary topic to grasp, but at the same time, we may end up there. So to understand the machine that will be going in your brain or the brains of those around you will determine how well you utilize the tool to win in life. Otherwise, the people with the tools will beat you every single time. Therefore, automation will either serve you or replace you. Wars will be fought not with bullets, but with algorithms and narratives. A true war of digital ideas. In this new era, your greatest weapons are knowledge and mental sovereignty, controlling your own mind when everything is there to distract you or pull you away from your conscious. Education is becoming more and more difficult to achieve as much as technology is advancing. Distractions, quick dopamine have all affected our minds, and I guarantee you struggle with it in some way. As experts warn, we must update our human rights to protect mental sovereignty in the AI age. We don't know what's going to be our thoughts in the future, and the only part we'll have left of being human is our control over how the machines are utilized. This seems futuristic and advanced, but I guarantee you we're already seeing that with ChatGPT. It's going off and researching and thinking on its own, while all you did was provide a simple prompt. And now you're following what it says like it's law when you didn't even really know what was going on behind the scenes. And you can only pray and believe that it's acting in your best interest to move your business forward, when in reality, it probably doesn't know as well as you do. So therefore, the real frontier and the gold mine is inside your own mind. A well-educated, independent thinker is the ultimate defender against digital propaganda. AI will accelerate the spread of ideas, and only the strong, educated mind can steer it toward what it wants. Otherwise, you won't even have your own thoughts. You'll be a victim of the machine era. Once again, advanced, but this video will make complete sense in 10 years. So you can either be ahead of the curve, or you can be a victim to the people that are using it to their advantage. And this applies in all areas, especially your business. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about my journey and how I got involved with this very quickly. I know this power firsthand. Back as a military academy cadet, I applied AI for the first time ever in our senior capstone project at a local nonprofit medical center. They'd been struggling for some time regaining traffic and therefore couldn't apply for larger grants or assistance funding. COVID had shut down their operations and they were forced to close their doors. And when they reopened a year or two later, they didn't have the marketing or the outreach to make people aware that they existed, and therefore couldn't get funding because they lacked traffic. They were at the point of closing down from lack of awareness and needed desperate marketing assistance. Now, I was just a student working on a consulting capstone project, but little did I know what it would evolve into. And I had been utilizing this new technology for a little bit and decided to try it out. So I opened up ChatGPT after meeting with this client and taking notes on every single issue they had. I didn't just ask ChatGPT for regurgitated facts in this instance. I queried it strategically, analyzed simulations, and uncovered hidden insights no human had or could see with their own eye and processing power. I put in data and asked it to run numbers and to generate results in impact that would highest leverage their return back into the market. When I presented this to the base execs, they were stunned. These mid-50s and 60-year-old people that didn't understand the new power that was sitting at the doorstep of the internet. I had predicted resource needs and patient flows for their business, let alone optimize their marketing strategy with uncanny accuracy. I used it to figure out where their website can be improved, what information should be made more clear, and we went through and made changes, letting people know exactly how they could get in contact with the facility. Then we used it to generate a marketing proposal of how they could outreach to people using social media, something that was customized to their business. All because I explored how to prompt it properly and not just asking it for the weather of the day. This was my first AI-driven win. AI could act as a tactical partner, but only with the right control and programming. In this moment, I realized the future was clear. Smart tech plus sharp strategy equals unstoppable leverage. Which brings us to the core foundation of the program, Ascend. Who is Ascend? Ascend isn't just another guru program. There are and will never be Rolexes and Lamborghinis here, even as much as we could acquire them if we wanted to. It's your second brain, your tactical mission operations center. We don't drop scripts or basic videos on you and vanish after taking your money, like many of the guru programs out there, as I'm sure you're familiar. We embed ourselves in your mission. Think of Ascend as your personal AI-enabled think tank and war room. It is a cyborg hybrid organization where human meets AI before any of it happens for real. We're simply ahead of the game, combining the power of human reasoning and processing and executive decision with AI models that can understand and comprehend data faster than any business owner or social media brand manager out there, which guarantees you win. We help you plan your campaigns, refine your identity online, and execute with military precision, as I am personally familiar with. When you join Ascend, you gain a strategic partner in everything you do online. And if you're going to put yourself out there in the growing creator economy today, which is expected to double in size in the next 2 years from 2 years ago, you better be damn well able to compete. Otherwise, you'll be simply making a fool of yourself, and none of us have time for that. This brings us to our development of Ghost Mode Consulting. Ghost Mode is our elite one-on-one program. You get asynchronous strategic support and daily tactical feedback to make sure you hit every goal you have with your business. It's like having a CIA analyst for your data, your performance on social media, and any sales campaign you've ever run in your pocket. We are a team that will build you AI systems that automate and make your business money on autopilot. Now, a lot of you aren't going to be sure of the level of this. Are we building whole designed websites? Are we building custom software? A lot of times, no. We're here for the everyday man or woman that wants to amplify their presence and hit their goals consistently at an affordable price. Otherwise, what's the point of all of this? We're talking about Instagram automations to outreach to thousands of clients while you sleep. In fact, I am DMing people virtually through an AI software, custom responses to each profile as I'm making this video, and don't have to touch it. Meanwhile, you're out here sending 5 messages a day, hoping you'll get 1 lead after months. These bots can talk people through the DMs and close deals. They can run Slack communities and fulfillment for your coaching business, or even yet an agency like social media marketing or real estate. Automate a private community bringing in monthly revenue through platforms like WAP, School, Discord, Kajabi, Slack, and many more. Even helping design a coaching or agency service that can run with 1 employee, a virtual assistant you can hire to take your spot, which means you free up all of your time to enjoy life to the absolute fullest extent. And we all know that true sovereignty comes from getting back your time, not just your money. So sure, work harder, but if you're not replacing things with AI, you become a slave to your own system, and your time freedom will never exist. So good luck spending all the money you made coaching when you have 40 clients meeting you every single week. That doesn't sound like an enjoyable life to me. But better yet, we do all of this and optimize the systems in real time using privately gathered intel on your content creation, your engagement, telling you exactly what videos to make and what not to do to maximize your followers, so you stop wasting time on content too. We measure and track conversion rates in the DMs, or through sales calls, community membership sales, or digital products like ebooks, courses, and over 25 other digital products you could sell. Every piece of your system, such as content pipelines, automated follow-ups in the DMs, brand funnels, is critiqued and improved by us up to spec. Now sure, having a 55-year-old mentor is great, but he's never used AI. And he might be 10 years more in experience than you are, but if he's not taking the time to research like an entire team of operators is at Ascend, then their advice is useless, because we could gather the same intel and implement it into your business while he's still trying to dig through his notes from last year. We are the superior mentor, because we're here to implement and not just to guide. And this is all done without you guessing at what works, which takes up years of time in growing a business. Not only that, but it will help you learn the content so you can become a coach in any area that you want. To maximize a basic knowledge of fitness using AI and teaching fitness and a program related to it like the best coaches in the world with only 2 years of experience. To run a social media marketing agency, never having touched meta ads, but understanding that AI used properly can do all of it for you. And most importantly, to sell an offer online without ever having to talk to people and only coming in when the deals are worth attention. All of this is done by your orders. When you issue them, we execute. Day by day, we fine-tune your operations, crushing bottlenecks and limits and constraints within your system before they ever form. Imagine predicting what problems are going to be in your business and already having a solution before they come up. The snowball of compounding growth never has to slow down. It will only knock over every competitor in your space. This brings us to the digital syndicate, because not everyone can afford to work with people to guarantee their success. Some of you are new and need a helping hand. So for people starting a coaching business, an agency, a personal brand selling a digital product, or for any business with a physical location trying to optimize a presence online and scale content, we offer the Digital Syndicate. It's a paid course-based community, but not a passive group. It's 4 phases of rigorous bootcamp. These 4 phases are broken up into different modules that will have an interactive video followed by an exercise. This exercise will have you visualize and plan the strategy of your brand, and then leverage ChatGPT and other AI-based tools to implement success on your own accord. You essentially get the instructions, but we don't implement them with you, and therefore you save money. Phase 1 is identity design, nailing down who you are, who you serve, and your unique message. We found that when people change their offer, their content, the music, the fonts, the bio, too much, you kill everything you've ever earned. So we need to clarify not only what you do, but who you are, and so people know what you stand for before you ever start. Therefore, you avoid the mistakes that lead you to become irrelevant, because you're constantly striving to be a better version of yourself through an image that we will determine when you start. Phase 2 will cover presence setup. We're going to create public profiles and platforms that stand out under the microscope. There may be a million people teaching stock trading or dating, but you are going to stand out because of the way you implement your service at a higher effectiveness than anybody out there. And so the guy with a basic Telegram group texting you once a day will get his ass kicked by your superior technological systems, and you will take all of the market share. Phase 3 is content automation. Deploy AI systems that churn out content and conversate with people on autopilot. Because otherwise, when your system looks good and is good and you capture attention, you will still become a slave to your own labors. More clients mean more money, but if you haven't set up a system and you're constantly at their disposal, you will never escape the rat race. Because now all you've done is sold your services at a high-ticket hourly rate, and you can never enjoy the fruits of your labor. If that's the case, why ever quit your 9 to 5 to begin with? And finally, scaling influence or income. This leads to two choices. You can either become a public authority or create a silent income machine. I have a small but tactically targeted audience on Instagram and YouTube. I prefer to stay smaller and have every single follower be more engaged than any other account out there with 1 million followers. Because I don't need the publicity and the attention diluting my focus on my business. And therefore the income level actually multiplies compared to if I had more followers. But you also have the choice to reinvest your time that you're now given into making more content, into getting featured on podcasts, into being an expert source in the field. Because now your business is automated and running while you go dominate the market, and people wonder how you're doing it. Inside the digital syndicate, you'll learn to automate your follower growth, monetize with AI-driven funnels instead of just manual labor DM chats, and build a recession-proof brand. And we can agree that now more than ever, you need a system that will survive rough economic times. Because if you have time, location, and financial freedom, you can escape any problem the world has to offer and live the best life all the time. This sounds like a lot of promising, and I don't really believe blatant bullshitters. So why should you believe me? We need to prove ourselves. So here we go. A recent client of mine, which you can see in the picture with me, is Jeremy. Jeremy followed our framework. He used AI to write content and automated DM follow-ups. If you're familiar with the ManyChat platform, we automated a system to talk to the thousands of leads he was getting, as well as help his content so he could get more leads and automate the sale of his ebook. In 1 month from optimizing this system and maximizing the videos that had the highest return, we took him from 9.2 thousand to 10.4 thousand followers and gained him nearly 4,000 projected automated ebook sales from people that said they were committed to buying it when it dropped. All with one streamlined system that took us a few days while other people would have spent months building it out. Other recent wins include Alex, a personal trainer, who we had plug in our DM automation into his Instagram and paired it with an AI-powered YouTube clip machine where he could bring followers on Instagram into YouTube and massively scale his YouTube. He now has his inbox flooded from a mix of short and long form content, balancing credibility with virality, and his coaching clients are booked out weeks in advance. And he scaled from zero to just over $45,000 in a single quarter, monthly. And finally is Mia. She's a wellness creator focused more on fitness and health. Mia crafted her niche with AI-guided branding. We did a full deep dive into her Instagram, TikTok, other social medias to figure out where she was doing well and what needed more work. Things a basic human interaction couldn't point out. We then redesigned and built a content pipeline and community funnel. By month 1, after redesigning her content calendar, she hit $8,000 in product sales from her new AI-amplified audience. The Instagram algorithm is much smarter than a human being, and the only tool powerful enough to dissect it and figure out how to feed it what it wants is another automated tool. You can get all the tips on video production and hashtags you want, but if you don't understand how to leverage a tool to beat a tool, you're going to lose to the people that do. Let's wrap this up by talking about something important. How do we escape everything that's holding us back currently? I want you to picture this. You in a high-rise office with a view of the city skyline. Maybe you're in Brickell in Miami, in New York City, in LA, in a different country, in Paris, in Dubai. Your team of operators and AI tools are humming behind the scenes. We are hard at work analyzing what's working and constantly pushing you forward while all you do is do the same thing you started doing before you started with us, but just with the right guidance to put you on a better path to grow faster. Automated sales keep rolling in while you sip your morning coffee because we built a system to outreach and find people for your business and also to close deals on your behalf. Every move you make is precise and sovereign, meaning you are in 100% control of your outcomes, and you get to make every move during that day on your own accord because you have no boss telling you what to do. You've built an income machine that you control, and you get to decide what you do next with your life. You control a brand that thrives in any economy in the world. You're recession-proof. You're not struggling to come up with rent. You can actually invest in crypto, in brands, in buying out other businesses to massively become a wealth magnet. You have time and mental freedom from your own thoughts. We are finding and solving the problems for you so you can enjoy golfing, going out with your friends, enjoying making content for what it is with the plans that we provide to you. Because we've analyzed the system, we used a tool that's smarter than you to tell you exactly what to do next. That's the future we're building for Ascend operators. A life on your terms, powered by smart tech and bold strategy. So this brings us to the final decision. What do we do now? The choice is yours. You can stay stuck doing everything by hand or join us and play the game at the next level. Because if you're a coach, a digital creator selling or partnering with a brand to create products, or you're just a guy running an agency trying to make it, if you don't decide to work with us, someone else watching this video will, and they will beat you because they are your competition. So here's our first recommendation. The Digital Syndicate is cheaper if you have nowhere else to start or barely any funds on you, and shows you right now how to master those 4 phases of identity, brand identity, creating an automated system, and then scaling that to work while you sleep. Or if you want the tactically deployed and personally guaranteed treatment from a team that works for you, and go ahead and apply for the Ghost Mode consulting, or go ahead and just sign up and purchase it, and we'll get started as soon as tonight. From all the goals we've set with our clients, we've been ensuring that 99.67% of all of the even broad goals have been hit. We're talking about going from $500 to $5,000 or going from 10,000 to 50,000 followers. We've hit all of those because AI is powering the growth, and it can pick out exactly how to get there instead of some basic mentor trying to write down bullet points. And we've been seeing this with all the improvements and case studies from recent signups in the program. All I'll say is the invitation only comes once. I don't chase, we attract. And you will know if you're right for us. I'm not going to get on my knees or beg for you. We know what our value is. It's up to you to see that, because someone else watching this video has already decided that it's best for them. And they're already getting themselves set up to make better content than you and to take all your clients so you're never successful on social media. They want it more than you do. And we want them for putting their effort out there more than we want someone who isn't. So instead of getting beat, ascend with us. The smarter, faster path is literally right in front of you. The link is literally down below for you to click. So the only question is, will you answer the call?